I served on the Mackinac Bridge Authority for better than 22 years, and for the last 17 and a half years, until the 31st of October, I was the chairman of the Mackinac Bridge Authority. I'm not here to opine on whether Line 5 is good or bad. I'm not here to opine on whether the tunnel is the answer. I'm here to tell you that the Mackinac Bridge Authority does not deserve a tunnel. Since its creation in 1950, the Mackinac Bridge Authority has had one focus: the Mackinac Bridge. It determined the feasibility of building the bridge, it sold the bonds needed to finance its construction, and it oversaw its construction. Since the bridge opened to traffic on November 1st, 1957, the authority has successfully operated this iconic structure, one of the world's leading suspension bridges, and presently the longest suspension bridge in the Western Hemisphere, as a self-supporting entity, guaranteeing safe and affordable passage between Michigan's two peninsulas for millions of vehicles and passengers. In light of this clear record of success, as former members of the authority, we are alarmed by a proposal to greatly alter and expand its responsibilities by assigning it oversight of construction, operation, and maintenance of a tunnel to house a petroleum pipeline and other utilities that is being proposed to go through the bedrock under the Straits of Mackinac. Such a major expansion and altering of the authority's responsibility to include a totally unrelated, highly complex project would mean a major dilution of the authority's focus on the bridge. It has the potential to seriously compromise its effectiveness in managing Michigan's single largest asset. There's an old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Mackinac Bridge Authority is working just fine as it has since its creation 68 years ago. It makes no sense to fundamentally alter its mission to try to fix another completely unrelated problem. Rather, if it is determined a state entity is needed to provide oversight of the proposed tunnel, a separate entity whose sole focus is the tunnel is a much more logical and effective approach to the situation, just as the creation of the Mackinac Bridge Authority has proven to be the most logical and effective approach to building and maintaining this world-renowned bridge. We strongly urge all those in Lansing and elsewhere to protect the Mackinac Bridge and to end attempts to significantly expand the authority's role by assigning it responsibilities that have absolutely no relationship to the fundamental mission it has successfully carried out for 68 years. This statement that I have just read is endorsed by 8 former members of the Mackinac Bridge Authority. We represent nearly a century of service on the authority. We have been appointed by Governors Blanchard, Engler, Granholm, and Snyder, and we're listed below with our years of service to the MBA. William Gnodtke, 1997, 2018. Thomas Costello, 1998 to 2004. Angelo Lani, 1996 to 2006. John LaSalle, 1987 to 1994, and 2004 through 2005. Dan Musser, 2006 to 2018. Ralph Peterson, 1974 through 1987. Elsa Schaller, 1996 through 2006. And Robert Struck, 2006 to 2014. Like I said, I've been on the authority all these years. I've been the chairman all of these years. Let me tell you, at 80 years of age, this is not an ego problem. What this is a failure to communicate. All of these negotiations have been going on without any authorization of the Mackinac Bridge Authority, and I can show you the minutes from all our meetings if you want to see it. We have never authorized anybody to attend any of these meetings relating to a transfer of a tunnel to the MBA. Brian did a wonderful job of pointing out what this bait and switch is that we're involved in. Oh, Enbridge will pay for anything. $4.5 million. We just found a document the other day in this alleged draft for a third agreement that, as Brian said, would hold the MBA responsible for 50% of the legal costs that could incur if any of the groups, any of you, sued Enbridge on this tunnel. When I got appointed, I was appointed by Governor John Engler. He called me and said, Bill, I'd like to appoint you to the Mackinac Bridge Authority. Now, I've known John Engler since the 70s, and my first question was, John, what do you want me to do? He said, look after the bridge. And I spent 22 years looking after that bridge, and I don't want it to end with a damn tunnel forced upon it because it doesn't belong there. Thank you.